Team precautions.
How dare you be spying? This is what we're doing to protect our families. And you don't have to do it, but stay.
Whoopi said I was flippant and immoral for saying it's time to chuck the masks and get back to normal. Well, are 43 states here in America and the entire nations of England, Denmark, Sweden, and Finland flippant because they're saying the same thing now? I want to talk about Whoopi Goldberg because I got so many texts this week because she attacked me the week before. Sure. So everybody was like, oh, Bill, I get you're enjoying the karma. First of all, I'm going to talk about this at the end of my show next week, teaser. But there is no fucking thing as karma, okay? Get over that. Attacks me on a regular basis. She says stupid shit on a regular basis. They just happen to go in.
The long-simmering tension between Bill Maher and The View has finally reached a breaking point. Maher has officially declared war on Whoopi Goldberg and her co-hosts, and the drama is heating up fast. What triggered the explosion, and where does this feud go from here? It all started with a bombshell. The veteran comedian, known for his unfiltered opinions, had finally crossed the line. Maher's frustration with the pandemic had reached a boiling point, and he erupted on his show.
I don't want to live in your paranoid world anymore, your masked paranoid world. You know, you go out, it's silly now. You know, you have your mask, you have to have a card, you have to have a booster, they scan your head. Like you're a cashier and I'm a bunch of bananas. I'm not bananas.
Just so you know, Whoopi was having none of it, slamming Maher's comments as not funny at all. She ripped into him, saying his behavior was flipping and that he should show respect to those who'd lost loved ones to the disease.
This is not something we're doing because it's, sexually gratifying. This is what we're doing to protect our families. And you don't have to do it, but stay away from everybody. Because if you're the one who's not paying attention and you're coughing and sneezing, you don't want to then stay out of the public, man. This is not, nobody wants this.
The audience was divided. Some fans backed Maher, saying he was just voicing his frustrations, while others slammed him for making light of the pandemic.
I guess my sentiments somewhat echo Bill Maher's. I think everybody is tired of it, you know what I'm saying? But I just think it's a little irresponsible. I think it's a little socially irresponsible to get on a platform as large as yours is and say anything that might undermine the fight against COVID-19.
Now, the question on everyone's mind, did Bill Maher go too far? Was he just speaking his mind, or did he cross a line? The debate is raging on. What's your take? Anyways, Whoopi Goldberg's fiery comments on Bill Maher were just the beginning. Little did we know she was about to spark a firestorm that would shake the nation. In a shocking turn of events, Whoopi was suspended from The View for 2 weeks. But it wasn't her comments on Bill Maher that got her into hot water. Oh no, it was something much bigger. Whoopi's explosive remarks on the Holocaust sent the internet into a frenzy. Everyone was losing their minds and the backlash was swift. For those who may not know, the Holocaust was the genocide of European Jews during World War II, and it's a topic that's extremely sensitive. So when Whoopi said the Holocaust isn't about race, the room erupted.
Let's be truthful about it, because the Holocaust isn't about race. No, it's not about race. It's about a different race.
Joy Behar jumped in, asking, then what is it about? And Whoopi dropped the bombshell.
It's not about race.
What is it about?
Because it's about man's inhumanity to man.
The fallout was immediate. The Jewish community, fans and viewers alike were outraged, calling for Whoopi to be canceled. ABC took swift action, suspending Whoopi for 2 weeks, but she wasn't going down without a fight. That same night, Whoopi appeared on another show, determined to clear the air and explain her comments. She argued that the Holocaust wasn't inspired by racism, but by something far more sinister. As she spoke, Whoopi dropped some hard-hitting truths that made fans and viewers alike stop and think. Was she ignorant, or was she making a valid point?
Care to follow up, clarify what you said this morning?
Most of the Nazis were white people, and most of the people they were attacking were white people. So to me, I'm thinking, how can you say it's about race if you are fighting each other?
What do you think? Was Whoopi out of line, or was she advocating for a change of thought? Anyways, opinions erupted like a volcano. Whoopi's take on the Holocaust sparked a firestorm of controversy, with fans fiercely divided. Some rallied behind Whoopi, desperate to make her point heard. I wish people would understand what she was trying to say, one fan pleaded. she wasn't talking about race as skin color. It was about the hatred towards Jewish people. But others were having none of it. This show and the people on it have gotten so vulgar, another fan seethed. Why is it still running? But let's be real, this drama was far from over. Whoopi Goldberg took to Twitter, issuing a heartfelt apology for her explosive comments on the Holocaust. The Jewish people around the world have always had my support. That will never waver. I'm sorry for the hurt I caused.
Then tweeting an apology saying in part, the Jewish people around the world have always had my support and that will never waver. I'm sorry for the hurt.
But was it enough? The next day on The View, Whoopi doubled down on her apology, reversing her initial statement and acknowledging that the Holocaust was indeed about race.
The Holocaust wasn't about race, and it was instead about man's inhumanity to man. But it is indeed about race, because Hitler and the Nazis considered Jews to be an inferior race. Now, words matter, and mine are no exception. I regret my comments, as I said, and I stand corrected. I also stand with the Jewish people, as they know, and y'all know, because I've always done that.
But the damage was done, and the backlash was fierce. ABC News President Kim Godwin stepped in, suspending Whoopi for 2 weeks. Effective immediately, I am suspending Whoopi Goldberg for her wrong and hurtful comments, Godwin stated. While Whoopi has apologized, I've asked her to take time to learn and reflect on the impact of her comments.
Whoopi Goldberg for 2 weeks in response to her inflammatory remarks about the Holocaust. ABC News President Kim Godwin saying in a statement, effective immediately, I am suspending Whoopi Goldberg for 2 weeks for her wrong and hurtful comments. While Whoopi has apologized, I've asked her to take time to reflect and learn about the impact of her comments. The entire ABC News organization stands in solidarity with our Jewish colleagues, friends, family, and communities.
If you're going to do this.
But Bill Maher wasn't about to let Whoopi off the hook that easily. He claimed people were texting him, thinking he was thrilled about Whoopi's suspension, given their previous clash over COVID remarks. Karma's a myth, Bill declared. Get over it.
So everybody was like, oh, Bill, I get you're enjoying the karma. First of all, I'm going to talk about this at the end of my show next week, teaser. But there is no fucking thing as karma, okay? Get over that.
Bill Maher wasn't done yet. Instead of seeking revenge, he took the high road defending Whoopi Goldberg's right to free speech. You can't cancel someone for having an opinion, Bill declared on his show. That's what The View is all about, sharing your views, no matter how crazy or illogical they may seem. Bill didn't hold back, acknowledging that Whoopi's Holocaust comments were wildly misguided, but he insisted that she didn't deserve the brutal backlash she received.
I had on last week Ira Glasser, former longtime head of the ACLU, talking about free speech. Whoopi Goldberg, who, by the way, I hope is still a friend, we can disagree with each other, should not be canceled or put off her show, as much as I totally disagree with her crazy statement.
Co-host Catherine Mangu-Ward chimed in, echoing Bill's sentiments. Opinions are subjective, folks. Not everyone will agree with you, and that's what makes The View so great. It's a platform for unfiltered discussion. Bill's defense of Whoopi was a masterclass in elegance and poise. He could have easily slammed her for her past attacks, but instead, he chose to stand up for her rights.
Every single thing has to be for everybody.
Right.
We can have platforms that have stuff on them that not everyone on that platform or who consumes stuff on that platform enjoys. And The View is a particularly weird place to do a cancellation.
It's called The View?
It's called The View. It's not called The Fact.
Whoopi, are you taking notes? It's time to learn from Bill's playbook. Well, Bill Maher believes his emphasis on free speech is a wake-up call America desperately needs. Maher's fiery rant exposed the country's biggest problem. Everyone's stuck on one view, and anyone who dares to differ is canceled. Maher took it a step further, highlighting the shocking truth that even within the same racial group, people can have vastly different perspectives due to their unique cultural upbringings. He cited Whoopi Goldberg's jaw-dropping defense of Michael Vick, the football player who electrocuted dogs. As a prime example, Whoopi claimed Vick was right because he's from the South, and electrocuting animals is somehow accepted in his culture. Maher called out Whoopi's stance, but acknowledged that different cultural backgrounds can lead to differing opinions.
Here's what she said about Michael Vick. He's from the South. This is part of his cultural upbringing. For a lot of people, dogs are sport. Instead of just saying he's a beast and he's a monster, this is a kid who comes from a culture where this is not questioned. Okay? You see the point here? Again, I don't agree with her on Michael Vick, but we grew up in two different worlds, which the white people imposed upon the black people. They are going to sometimes have a very different opinion. And the answer is not to make them sit in a corner.
The real question is, was The View wrong to suspend Whoopi? Maher thinks so, and we agree. Suspending someone for expressing an opinion, no matter how misinformed, is a slap in the face to free speech. As Maher's guest pointed out, we need free speech most when we're wrong, not when we're right. Well, Bill Maher didn't stop there. Apparently, he's sick of people thinking he's behind Whoopi Goldberg's suspension, and he's shouting from the rooftops, "It's not karma, folks."
And finally, new rules. Stop saying that Whoopi Goldberg getting yanked from The View right after she attacked me on The View is karma. There's no such thing as karma. Sorry. Sorry, but life is random. The only word to describe it when a big game hunter gets trampled by an elephant and then eaten by lions is hilarious.
Bill's on a mission to school Americans on what karma really means. It's not about getting revenge or punishment, but let's be real, Bill's not exactly buying into the whole reincarnation thing either.
Karma is the memory of our souls, the sum of a person's actions in previous states of existence that decide their fate in future existences. Now, of course, that's all bullshit, too. I mean, reincarnation, really?
But wait, it gets juicier. Bill's got a bone to pick with Whoopi over her COVID-19 comments. He's calling her out for being delusional and misinformed. Yikes! And then Bill drops the mic. If I'm flipping and immoral for saying we should move on from masks, then what about the 43 states and countries that agree with me? Whoopi, who? Oh, and let's not forget Bill's sly shade at Whoopi. She's losing it, folks, and it's not even noon yet. Was that a dig at her morning brain function? Bill's got jokes.
After she got it recently, she said that being vaccinated, quote, doesn't stop Omicron, and that's the problem with the variant because it gets stronger. Actually, it usually gets weaker, as is the case with this one. But that's okay. She's allowed to be wrong. Fuck, it's 11 a.m. Who can think clearly at that hour?
What's your take on this drama-filled showdown? Now here's where Bill Maher lost it and went nuclear on The View for suspending Whoopi Goldberg. He called them out for making a cowardly move and slammed the idea of canceling someone for their opinions. Maher's fiery rant highlighted the importance of free speech, emphasizing that the right response to wrong speech is more speech, not silence. He didn't hold back, pointing out that disagreements are a natural part of the conversation.
Whoopi Goldberg shouldn't have to conform to or apologize for her views on race, as much as I disagree with them. And she certainly shouldn't have to sit out like a child and think about what she did.
The thing is, Maher didn't even agree with Whoopi's comments on race, and she didn't exactly love his views on COVID. But he defended her right to express those opinions, misinformed or not.
Suspending someone for sharing a view is like firing Pat Sajak for selling a vowel. We have got to get past this endless, unforgiving, zero-tolerance mindset bent on punishing and disappearing anyone caught saying the wrong thing. The right response to speech you don't like is more speech, not the lazy, cowardly response of canceling people.
So maybe The View was a bit too harsh in suspending Whoopi for 2 whole weeks? You decide. Bill's got opinions for days, and he's never afraid to speak his mind. Remember that time he went head-to-head with Sunny Hostin over woke culture? Yeah, that was epic.
Because I think you're quite brilliant that woke is a word used by the Black community to note that we must be aware of social injustices.
But words
and
migrate.
So why is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, and originally that was absolutely a great thing. Alert to injustice, who's not for that? But words do migrate.
Bill's all about free speech, and he's not afraid to ruffle some feathers. He believes woke has become a joke, with people more focused on being politically correct than actually solving problems. But here's the thing. Bill's not just some cranky old guy yelling at the kids to get off his lawn. He's got a point, and he's not afraid to make it. Love him or hate him, Bill Maher's always good for a lively debate.
How do you define wokeness? Because I hear people use the term all the time, and it means something different to to everybody.
Well, again, I think it's this collection of ideas that are not building on liberalism, but very often undoing it.
So, what's next for Bill? Will he keep stirring the pot and pushing boundaries? One thing's for sure, with Bill Maher, you can always expect a healthy dose of controversy and entertainment. The one and only Bill Maher is gearing up for another explosive controversy. After gaslighting and defending Whoopi Goldberg's Holocaust comments, Maher is doubling down on his stance, refusing to back down. But here's the question. Was Maher's reaction over the top, or did he nail it? Did he perfectly articulate the importance of free speech, or was he just talking too much? We want to hear from you! Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications, because we're about to spill some more juicy tea.